Hare Krishna, welcome you all on 90th episode book reading. Today we will going to read 64 and 65. So yesterday we have seen how the marriage of Aniruddha and Usha had happened, and also how Lord Balarāma killed Rukmi. So today we will see one more interesting story as well, that is the deliverance of King Nṛga. That is chapter 64. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिते नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you all and welcome you all again. Chapter 64, the deliverance of King Nṛga. So one day, Samba and other young boys of Yadava dynasty went to the forest to play, and after playing for a long time, they became very thirsty and began looking for water. Inside the dry well, they found an amazing creature, a huge lizard resembling a hill. The boys felt sorry for it and tried to pull it out, but after several attempts, with leather thongs and ropes, they saw that they would not be able to rescue the creature. And thus they went to Lord Krishna and told him what had happened. Lord accompanied with them to the well and extended his left arm, easily lifted the lizard out. By the touch of the Lord Krishna's hand, the creature transformed at one glance into a demigod. Then Lord Krishna asked, "Who are you? And how did you assume such a lowly form?" The divine being replied, "My name was the King Nṛga, son of Ikshvaku, and I was famous for giving charity. Indeed, I gave away countless cows to numerous brahmanas, but on one occasion a cow belonging to a first-class brahmana wandered into my herd. Unaware of this, I gave this cow in a charity to a different brahmana. So when the cow's previous owner saw the second brahmana taking the cow away, the first brahmana claimed the cow as his and began arguing with the second brahmana. After quarreling for some time, they approached me, and I implored them to each take 100,000 cows in exchange for that one cow, and to please forgive me for the offense I had unknowingly committed. But neither brahmana would accept my proposal, and the matter remained unsettled. Shortly thereafter I died, and I was taken by the Yamadutas to the court of Yamaraja, and Yama asked me which I preferred to do first: suffer the result of my sins or enjoy the results of my pious act. I decided to suffer my sinful reactions first, and thus I assumed the body of a lizard." After King Nṛga told this story, he offered prayers to Lord Krishna and then mounted a celestial airplane which transported him to heaven. Lord Krishna then instructed his personal associate as well as the general mass of people on the dangers of stealing a Brahman's property. Finally, the Lord returned to his place. So the learning from here, the story actually goes like, it will be very short, but as the King Nṛga, he was from Ikshvaku Vansa, he actually has given so many cows in donation to brahmanas, and somehow or other one cow returned, and when he was giving charity to the another brahmana, the same cow went with that, and we hear that how the things had happened. And so when we do some charity, we actually get pious activities or pious results, and when we do sinful activities, we get we acquire sinful results as well, and we have to repay that. So as we see in that, the King Nṛga went to Yamaraj, and he has to choose what to do. So he wanted to get the sinful reaction first. The understanding here that why he has gone become a body of lizard. So because we say the lizard, they change their color frequently. So it's being and teaching that the Brahmanas, unknowingly the king has done some sinful activities. He was not sinful, but he had done something which actually didn't please the Brahmanas, and how he got a life of pleasure. So that's the learning from to us, that the Brahmanas should be respected properly. So let's go to chapter 65, where Lord Balarāma visits Vṛndāvana. So this chapter relates how Lord Balarāma went to Gokul, enjoyed the company of the cowherd girls, and dragged the Yamuna river. One day Lord Balarāma went to Gokul to see his relatives and friends. When he arrived there, the elders Gopis and the Lord Krishna's parents, Nanda and Yashoda, who had all been in the great anxiety for a long time, embraced him and blessed him. Lord Balarāma offered appropriate respect and greetings to each of his worshipable elders according to age, friendship, and family relationship. After Gokula's residents and Lord Balarāma had inquired about each other's welfare, the Lord rested from his journey. In a short while, the young gopis came to Lord Balarāma and questioned him about Krishna's well-being. They asked, "Does Krishna still remember his parents and friends? And will he be coming back to Gokula to visit them? For Krishna's sakes, we gave up everything, even our fathers, mothers, and other relatives, but now he has abandoned us. How could we help but put our faith in Krishna's word after seeing his sweetly smiling face and thus being overwhelmed by the urges of Cupid? Still, if Krishna can spend his days in separation from us, why can't we tolerate the separation from him? So therefore, there is no reason to keep talking about him." In this matter, the gopis remembered Sri Krishna's charming talks, enchanting glances, playful gestures, and loving embraces. And as a result of, they began to cry. So Lord Balarāma consoled them by conveying the attractive message Sri Krishna has given for them. Lord Balarāma stays in Gokula for 2 months, sporting with the gopis in the groves of Yamuna shore. The demigods who witnesses these pastimes played kettle drums in the heavens and showered down flower petals, while the celestial sages recited Balarāma's glories. One day Lord Balarāma became intoxicated by drinking some Varuna liquor and began wandering about the forest in the company of the gopis. He called out to the Yamuna, "Come near so I and the gopis can enjoy sporting in your water." But the Yamuna ignored his command. Lord Balarāma then started to pull the Yamuna with the end of his plough, splitting her into hundreds of tributaries. Trembling out of fright, the goddess Yamuna appeared, fell down at Lord Balarāma's feet and prayed for forgiveness. The Lord let her go and then entered in her waters with his girlfriends to sport for some time. When they rose from the water, the goddess Canto presented Lord Balarāma with beautiful ornaments, clothing, and garlands. Eventually, the Yamuna river flows through the many channels cut by Lord Baladeva's plough, and the signs of his having subdued her. So while Lord Balarāma played, his mind became enchanted by the gopis' pastimes. Thus, the many nights he spent in their company seemed to him like a single night. So, thank you very much. We have completed chapter 65. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.